guys can see what's happening, a little bit closer view on the floor, and then I'll move it back up when we do our standing thing. So I'm going to have us start onto the floor here, and we'll just start with our legs straight out in front here. Just kind of wiggle them around, wake them up this morning. And always thinking about a nice tall posture with your spine, thinking about there's a rod up your back. I always say zip up the front and zip down the back, and then we're just going to kind of relax those legs. Let's wake up those ankles and those feet. We're going to turn those toes up and point, really concentrating on bringing those kneecaps towards your pelvis. And just this whole time this morning as we practice some of these exercises, I'm going to encourage a lot of breath. Really exhale, inhale, get rid of all that tension that we may have. Let's start to draw some circles with those ankles. See if you can hover the heels a little bit here, really getting those thighs engaged, nice and strong. And again, still focus in on that good posture here. And we're going to switch directions, go the other way. Nice strong quads. Inhale for one circle maybe, and then exhale for the next. Good. And again, just shake those legs out. We're going to use those fingertips kind of to create a little tent. We're going to press into the floor. And again, zip up tall. We want to avoid any hyperextension in the back. So think about kind of tilting that pelvis slightly back, pressing into your nice strong kickstand with your fingers. One leg is going to come up and over, and then tap that heel to the ground. Up and over, and then tap the heel down. So over and down. Over and down. We're just going to wake up that inner thigh a little bit here this morning. Over and tap. Let's go for 5 more. And 4, 3, and 2, sitting tall, and 1, other side. Oftentimes when we're trying to hold good posture, we start to shrug. Think about keeping those shoulder blades down your back. Here we go on the other leg. Strong legs. You can always turn your toes up if your ankle or your arches start to cramp a little bit, okay? Pointing the toe for as long as you can, really working those arches. Breathe through it, and we're going to go for 5. And 4. Think about taking the rib cage and pulling it back. And 1 more here. And once again, let's shake them out. So I want you to slide your hips towards your feet a little bit here. And we're going to just start to warm and get some nice motion through that spine. Inhaling and exhaling with your motion might feel a little bit better. To exhale as you go back and contract those core muscles, and then inhale as you're lengthening through the spine, just hanging on to the front of those knees. We're going to keep the legs right where they're at, and we're going to start to go a little bit lower with the trunk. So we're going to reach out, tap the lower back, and then sit up tall. Reach it out and tap. Check that you're trying to avoid bringing those shoulders to the ears. And we're really concentrating on tilting that pelvis back as you go down. So lead with a little bit of a pelvic scoop as you go to the floor and then up. If you need to, you can always bring a buddy with you and let him help you up. So that weight of that leg will really help you make this move graceful. It's not quite there yet. Let's do 4 more. Exhaling up. Inhale down, or vice versa. 2. Good. Bring this all the way to the floor. Okay, paying attention to our pelvis here. I want you to place your hands on your hip bones. We're going to arch our back, really using those back muscles. So our pelvis is going to be tilted forward or anterior. And then we're going to use the abdominal muscles and the glutes back here to subtly tilt the pelvis back. So whenever I'm telling you to kind of scoop the pelvis or brace through your abdominals, that's what I mean by that. I don't like to cue flatten your back to the floor. I like to cue using your back to arch and using your core muscles to tilt the pelvis. So we're just going to do a couple more tilts like this just to get really familiar with that motion. And again, just to waken up all those sleepy muscles. Maybe my early birds have been out of bed for a while. So go ahead and tilt back and brace and hold. I want you to work on just your left leg to start, and you're going to lift and lower. Really thinking about pointing those toes nice and strong. Always having an active leg as you're moving through this motion. You're really bracing strong. That pelvis is not moving. So our tendency is our pelvis wants to follow the leg, and then it pops up. So the rib cage is always braced down. Start to extend that leg away from you and pull it in. Again, I want you to think about pushing weight away from your body as hard as you can. So you have to really engage and contract those glutes and those quads. Let's turn those palms up, relaxing through the neck and the shoulders, really bracing through now your upper back and that tilt of the pelvis. Let's move it to a straight leg on this side. Stay with me here, contract the thigh muscle, reaching up, pushing away. You're still bracing with this leg. It's not just relaxed. If I walked around the room, I should not be able to move this right leg. It is pressing into the floor, very firm. Give me 3 more, and 2, and 1. Let's reset. Make sure, check your pelvis, right? We're arching our back, and then we're tilting the pelvis back, so you really feel like you're bracing here. Start to get that right leg up and down off the ground. Okay, you're just hinging at that right hip joint. The left leg is super solid, pressing into the ground. Palms are turned up, and you're pinning the back of the shoulders into the floor. And you're really lengthening through the neck. Okay, keep pointing those right toes. If at any time the arches start to cramp, just a reminder, turn those toes back up towards your shins and stretch out the lower leg a little bit, and then get back to pointing. Let's go ahead and take this to a bend and then press it out. Bend and press. You're pulling and pushing. I would like you guys to really contract those muscles and create your own resistance here to start out with. We'll get to some standing stuff after we finish with this floor. Getting everything recruited. Check that pelvis. As your rib cage popping every time you push out? It should not be. You should really be bracing. Take it to a straight leg, okay? Contract that thigh muscle super strong. Pull up, push away. Give me 8 more. Are you still activating that left leg and pushing as hard as you can into the floor? Are you still pressing the backs of the shoulders, opening up to the front of the chest? Okay. 2 and 1. Good. Bringing that leg back in. We're going to turn those toes up towards your shins. And when you do this, I'd like you to try to keep your feet and your knees at least 2 fist widths apart. Okay? And imagine you have something wrapped around your thighs and you have to push into that and you have to hold that. That's going to allow you to really activate and utilize all those stabilizers in the back and the outside of the hip. And then we're going to do our pelvic tilt again. Okay, so tilt the pelvic back so that you're really bracing. Palms are going to be up, and we're going to start engaging the glutes. Okay, so from here, we're going to stabilize with one side. Okay, let's go ahead and move it to our right side. So our right leg, the whole side, put all of your energy into that side, stabilize. And as you stabilize, you're not going to drop the hips, are you, right? And you're not going to tilt them. You're going to try hard as you can, and you're going to extend that left leg, and here we go. We push it down and up. Now, if your right hamstring cramps, that's okay. You're doing it great. Okay, squeeze the glute a little bit harder. Just means that you might activate through that hamstring a little bit more. As we get stronger in the buns, you won't get as much cramping in the hamstrings. Now, remember to press through the back of the shoulders and keep the hips lifted without arching the back too much. Let's go for 5. Keep turning those right toes up. 3, 2, and 1. Slide that left heel in. Stabilize with everything on this whole left side of the body. And extend that right leg and push it away. Pull it up. Push and pull. Keep pressing through that left heel. Turn the toes towards the shin. Get that breathing going and open up through the chest here. Give me 8 more. Super strong through that right side. 7 and 6. Let that left leg work hard. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and relax it. We're going to take those legs out really wide and start to get some mobilization going side to side in the pelvis. Side to side. So feet are out nice and wide. Just letting those knees gently fall from one side to the other. As you do this, your back is going to want to arch. Pull it in and get a nice stretch through that lower back a little bit and through the front of the hip as well. Don't let it just pop forward. And grabbing those legs, and let's roll it up to a seated position. Let's just make sure those core muscles are really ready to go to our standing items. So we're going to go ahead and take those hands in front of the knees and extend those arms. And that should be that perfect little V-sit for you. The last thing you need to adjust is the pelvis. It tends to want to be, our back wants to be overarched. And we're going to, again, tilt that pelvis back slightly, give me that scoop, and you should really feel these guys start to activate. Bring those knees together, bring those ankles together, float the fingertips to the floor, but just make sure we're trying to avoid that elevation. And we're going to start with alternating, extending one leg and then the other as you hold the strong core position. Keep it going. Hi, Heidi. Super tall through that spine. Again, avoid popping the rib cage. The back wants to take over when the abs are tired, right? So really keep forcing them to contract. Let's try 2 legs. You've got this. Contract, tap it in. Contract, tap it in. I have my normal 8:30 Friday bar class brainwashed. This is easier than doing one leg at a time, okay? Let's make it even easier yet. Serve me your favorite dish. Good. Contracting those thighs. Remember, shoulders are down and back. We did not arch through that lower back. Give me 8. Finish strong. 7. Strong contraction. 6. 5. And 4. 3. 2. And 1. Great. I definitely think those legs are ready to stand up. One more floor one. Just want to make sure we have some good mobility through the rotation here to stabilize. So we're going to be on our hands and our knees. You're going to thread one arm under and then push up. Bring that elbow towards the ceiling. Thread it under, elbow towards the ceiling. When we do this, we're trying to avoid pushing our hips to one side or the other. Just keep that pelvis stable. Keep the pelvis stable as you rotate through the waistline. 2 more on this side. Reach and up. Hover that arm. Reach way over there and up. Switch to the other side. Reaching over, press through that base arm, elbow to the ceiling. Try to avoid any pelvis side to side motions, okay? Give me 4 and 3, press through that base arm. 2, reach farther for this one. Reach, 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 and 1. Good. We're gonna bring it to a standing position. Grab a sip of water if you need it. I might have to adjust this a little bit. So like I said, you need a folding chair or preferably a nice stable chair with this would be the top of my chair, or maybe you're have a bar stool, and this would be the seat of the bar stool, okay? So you can either face me, whatever is easiest for you. I'm gonna go sideways. I'm gonna keep changing the position of my body so that you can see me from all angles. So I want us to just use our chair for a little bit of balance here and take the focus down into the ankles. We're gonna start to roll to the balls of the feet and then drive those heels down. You're gonna let your knees drive forward, okay? Now, pay some attention to what's happening in the pelvis. Right now, my buns are sticking back. I'm gonna get myself into that little scooped position. So to do that, you have to squeeze. You gotta use them. So every time you roll to the ball of your foot, you wanna scoop the pelvis, really contract through the abdominals and the glutes to do that. From the front, you're looking like this. So we're starting off this morning, getting into those stiletto heels. On this one, we're gonna hold it. Get that scoop, hold that scoop, and give me some little lifts. Lift, lift. At any time if this starts to bother the front top sides of your knees because of some tightness, just drop those heels back down to the ground, but don't forget to scoop, okay? Otherwise, stay up here. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7. You can complain as much as you want. Holler, wake everyone up in your house. Good. Bring it down and start to pedal those feet out. But I just want to make sure everyone knows today's class is only going to go for 50 minutes because we have Mike coming on live right at 9:30 to start for one of the chair class, Silver Sneakers classes, okay? So we're going to go ahead and come out into a little first position. So make a little V with your feet, okay? So from here, still staying up tall. Again, check that you're in that scooped position. That's hard. You're going to really feel that open up through the hips if you're tight. And we're going to start to raise up under the balls of the feet. Knees are angled out. Toes are angled out. Raise up, sit down. Up and down. So as we drop those heels down, that spine is directly, they're nice and tall, shoulders are over the pelvis, and as we go down, those knees subtly go out from the side, right? We're here, down. We squeeze every time we come up, okay? Come in and up. See if you can start to squeeze those inner thighs a little bit more on the way up, okay, to really engage. And let's hold this next one up. Hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Really squeeze those inner thighs. See if you can walk to get those heels all the way together. So my kneecaps are facing out. My heels are touching. And I'm really, really engaging through the inner thighs. I'm always tucked in my tailbone here. And now we're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Shake them out. Again, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this. Find a perfect position. Maybe you're hanging on to your bar stool, your chair, top of your chair, whatever feels best for you. Stabilizing with the outside of your plyo box. Mine has a nice little hole in there. So you're going to drive those knees forward and start to sit down in the hips. So find that perfect position you need to be in so you can get those hips as low as you possibly can. Not everyone is going to get to where they're able to drop their hips and touch their upper legs to their lower legs. But that's what you're working on. Listen to your body, okay? Stay up nice and tall. So we're just playing around with the range of motion right now, trying to keep those ankles glued to the floor. Going all the way down, all the way up, and on the way up, squeeze and tuck. So it's down, up. We're going to pick up that pace a little bit more. Pull, push, pull, push. Stabilize with your chair, however you need to. You can hang on the entire time if you need to. Hopefully they're kicking in here. Squeeze at the top. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Hold the lower squat position. So I don't want you to be all the way down. I want you to come up till your hips are level with your knees and tuck the tailbone. They should be screaming. Lift, 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 lift. Open up the chest. Exhale, exhale. Do not let that back arch. Tuck it under. Oh, feel them work here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't you love my slow, methodical counting, right? Good. Catch your breath here. We're going to take that stance a little bit wider. You can hang on, go sideways, or come with me. Move away from anything for balance. Work on challenging that balance. All right, we're going to shift the hips side to side. Just to get aware of where your mobility is or your lack of mobility. Good. Turn the fan on. Side to side here. And turning those toes and knees out. I want you to find your position so that your ankles are dropped on the inside of your knees. This is too wide. Yeah, this is not quite there. In a little bit, because I want you to be able to drop nice and low, okay? From the side, okay? Come down and up and play with this one. Give me direction. You want to really work on scooping that pelvis. You're really going to feel that open up. You're driving your knees to the back wall the entire time, okay? So we're going to come all the way up, tuck and engage, open up, come up, squeeze. You're pressing through your heels right now equally. Both weight, both heels. Let's get those arms out. You can choose to be facing your chair and hanging on, or that side arm hanging on. I'm going to challenge my balance. Those arms can come in and out, or just choose one. Good. Every time you come up, please purposefully press those feet into the ground and tuck the tailbone. On this next one, we're going to hold it down. Hold it here. One heel comes up, and you're going to press. Press. You're pressing through that base foot, the entire foot, especially the heel. Roll those shoulders back. Give me 10, 9, 8. Knees are driving back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that heel down. Lift the other heel. No, you're not done. Lift, lift, lift. Get that stiletto heel on. Push the top of the ankle out, but try to avoid. Keep going, keep going. Try to avoid letting it roll out, okay? Press, press. Up tall, please. Tuck your tailbone. 8, 7. Press through that base leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Shake them out, shake them out. Anyone burning yet? All right. We're going to come back to using your chair. We're going to concentrate on one leg. The other leg is going to go behind you in a really long lunge. So I want you to use your chair as much as you need to. And as you feel a little bit more secure, you're going to lessen using your chair. I want this ankle behind your knee. I want you driving forward, so you're really getting a lot of engagement through the hip and the quad. And look at how our back wants to arch. Let's kind of close that in today. So what do you have to do? Tuck your tailbone, embrace through the core. All that weight is in that front leg. You're going to lift. Tap that back leg down. Lift. When you tap down, I want all of you leaning forward. Okay, I want to avoid any hyperextension right now. Really use that base leg, the glute, and that thigh. Check that foot. Assure that the heel is in line with the toes. Okay, you're driving your knee forward as you go down, and you're pulling your trunk in, tilting your pelvis as you lift up. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and start to extend back a little bit through the arms. Your hands will just rest on your chair top or the seat of your bar stool height. And your ankles are going to drop right underneath the hips. So we're avoiding hyperextending. Pull in that rib cage. Tilt the pelvis back and really engage. Stay on that same leg you just worked, and you're going to extend the back leg. We're going to rotate that hip out to the side and then back to the floor. To the side and then back to the floor. So the front of the hip bone rotates to the side of the room. At no time are you getting lazy and letting this dump out. Pull it in tight. Rotate, center. You should really feel this working in the outside of that hip of the base leg. Now hold here. Give me some strong arms, and you're going to raise up onto the ball of the foot of the base leg, and you're going to hold in like a plank. So you're tucking and pulling in through your core, hollowing out, and as you go back, you're reaching to the back of the room. Pull in and push. Pull in and push. Right now, the active leg, that hip bone, is facing the floor when you extend back. It's not rotating out right now. You're going to give me 3 more like this. And 2, and 1. Bring this next one in. Hollow it out and hold. Hold. So we want to avoid here. Pull. Get that knee up a little bit higher. Really use those muscles. Now I'm going to let you sink back, rotate, and reach those toes as high as you can get. But try not to arch. Still keep a little core control here. Pull it in, reach, in, reach, in, reach, pull, reach. 10, 9, 8, 7. Turn the knee and hip out. 4, hollow in. 3, hollow in. 2, 1. Good. Now we must switch to the other side. Same concept. You're going to stand on that base leg, and you're going to extend the other leg. Try to get your knee in front of your ankle, and we're trying to find the scooped out position through our core, okay? From here, we're going to come up and lift through that front leg, right? And bring it up, and then you're going to extend back. Bring it in and extend back. Holding on for a little stability. You're really working through the base leg here. Good. Think about hollowing out when you come in and you're driving that knee forward. Forward every time you come down. Relax the shoulders. Open up through the chest. You can use the chair as little or as much as you want to work today. See if you can get a little lower for these last 5, 4, 3, squeeze and tuck. 2, last 1. Good. Walk yourself back, concentrating on the same leg. Remember, we're avoiding hyperextending. You want to tuck your tailbone using those core muscles. Extend this leg behind you. You're going to rotate the hip to the side wall, back to the floor. Side wall, back to the floor. As you're in this position, our tendency, keep going, keep going. Our tendency is to shrug. Pull those shoulder blades down your back, driving the shoulder blades using those lats. Shoulder blades are tucking in your back pockets. Rotate out and forward. 3 more. And 2. And 1. Good. From here, you're going to raise up onto the ball of the base leg. You're going to pull in, and again, hollow it out. Get up as high as you can on the ball of that base foot. Reach it back, straight back. No rotation yet. Keep it here. Pull in and hollow. Solid. Pull in and hollow. Solid. There is nothing that is relaxed in your body right now. You're pulling through with your arms, pushing back, but no shrugging. Sit into this hip, way back there. Reach as far back with that active leg. 2 more. Hollow out. 1 more. Hold. From here, as we sink back, we go ahead and rotate out and reach the toes to the ceiling. And then you hollow again. Reach here. Reach. As you do this, try to avoid letting your rib cage just plop down. Hold it in solid. So as you reach back with your leg, give me a forceful exhale. Exhale. For 5, 4, 3, no shrugging, 2, and 1. Take a little breather, grab a sip of water. How's everyone doing? Hopefully well. All right, so we're going to do more upper body. If you're not comfortable with your setup on the chair that you have, you can always come to the floor in some different positions. You can have your hips bent, which will be the easiest of all. You can walk your knees back, tuck your tailbone and have your hips straight, or you can be on your toes, still tucking your tailbone and keeping straight. Every time you come down, you want your face to be out in front of your hands. Your face should never be between your hands. Always out in front. So we're going to work on doing some isometrics here with our upper body. Okay, you might need to have your fingertips forward with your wrists like this, depending upon your chair. We're going to pull down and press up. That pulling down is key. We're not shrugging and then just controlling ourselves lowering down. We're actually physically pulling with those back muscles. And as you pull, get rid of that arch. Scoop it under. Get up on the balls of your feet if you would like. That'll help you keep that tuck. And let's pull and push. Pull, push. Showing a different angle. My elbows are not winging out. They're going to a 45-degree angle to my body. So you're going to pull down. On this next one, we're going to hold right here, that's it. Make sure you're not arching. Hollow out, we're not shrugging. Shoulders down, chest out. Okay, everything holds. Breathe, squeeze those elbows in for 10, 9, 8, 7, strong back, strong trunk, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back, thumbs up, sit it out, stretch it out. One more of those. Turn those hands back down. Okay, make sure you angle your body. We're hollowing out up on the balls of your feet if you would like. Shoulders down. We're going to go down and up for 3 more. 2, 1. This next one, you're going to come down. Come down and hold. Hollow it out. Breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. No arching. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit it back. Turn those thumbs out. Stretch those lats out. Wiggle around in your rib cage a little bit. Good. All right, standing up if you ended up moving to the floor. And we're going to come to our table or our chair again. And I want you to concentrate on your outside leg. So the inside foot is going to be angled out slightly, okay, or angled towards your chair. And really focusing in on the hip here. So this is what I call a sassy hip. The base leg closest to your chair, right? We want to contract those glutes to get that femur in the socket appropriately and really get those stabilizers working. From here, we're just zipped up the front, tucking the tailbone, and that other leg, the knee is going to be turned out, and you're going to start to lift, and lift, and lift. Don't worry about how much you're coming in here versus out at a diagonal from the body, pointing that toe. Check here because it's going to get lazy. Contract it strong. Lift. You can get that arm moving. Lift. Lift. Three, 2, and 1. Good. You're going to go ahead. You might have to move out a little bit from your chair, and you can rest your body and lean, or you can get your forearm into the base or the top of your chair, okay? And we're going to keep that knee bent, and we're going to lift from there. So as we're stable, as we're leaning into our chair, whether it's just with a hand or whatever, you're not arching or swaying through your rib cage. You're pulling that in. So there's a straight line through your spine. You're lifting and lowering that leg out to the side of the body, keeping that knee in line with the hip joint. We're trying to avoid letting the knee come in front or too far behind right now. We're just going out to the side. Now hold this up here. Give me little pulses. Lift, 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 lift. Pull in that rib cage from the bottom. 3, 2, you're not done. Hold it, hip level, extend. Pull the heel to the buns, extend. Don't forget about this. It wants to sway. How about the base leg? Are you squeezing that glute or did you shut it off? Give me 3 more. 2. And hold this out. It's down and slightly back. Down and slightly back. Down, slightly back. Don't worry about how low you drop the leg. Woo, sorry. Down and reach back. Stabilize here. Our body wants to just sink into it. Pull that rib cage up. Give me 3. Back. And 1. Oh, whatever leg was just working, bring that leg across, opposite. Bring that leg behind you and now push out into that hip. You can even roll to the outside of that foot and extend the arm if you feel comfortable, just to really stretch that out. We've got to come to the other side. So just a little different angle here. So stabilizing again with your, standing up nice and tall, turning the knee out to the side, and you're tucking the tailbone, okay? More important for you to see my legs and my feet than my face. So lifting up, I can't see my face, maybe you can. So we're lifting out to the side, slight angle, right? Unless you're super mobile, you might be able to be way out here, but don't force anything. Think about lifting. And that inside foot is turned out towards the chair, okay? Zipped up the front still. Lifting nice and high. You can bring that arm out. We're gonna go for 4, 3, super tall, 2, and 1. You're gonna move away from your base a little bit, and then you're gonna either kind of lean in with the hand, maybe you wanna do the forearm, but you're pulling in and lifting the rib cage, okay? So from here, we're just gonna lift. The knee goes straight out from the hip, really stabilizing through the core. Good, I don't like that position. Just show you, because it's not as effective. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm just changing my position here. Good. Pulling in that rib cage. Good. Just coming down a little bit. That knee goes straight out from the hip. Again, you can be here. I'm not really putting any weight into my forearm. I'm just lowering myself so I'm not up too high. A little bit easier to make a straight angle with my body. Now hold this leg up. Extend. Bend. You're trying to pull that heel all the way to your seat using those hamstring muscles. Did you relax and sink into that base leg? Get it strong. Pull the rib cage in, nice and strong. I'd be able to hover my arm. That's how little weight I'm putting on that. It's just there for a little balance so I don't fall. 3, 2, hold this out. You're going to drop it down a little bit, and then you're going to go slightly behind you. Tap your toe to your wall. Down, tap, down, up, and back. Woo! You should be burning back here. Out here, still in that stabilizer. Do not get lazy through this rib cage. Give me 3, 2, 1. Good. Whatever leg you were just working, it goes behind you, and you're going to sit into that side, into the hips. Push your hips away from your chair. If you'd like to, reach that arm up and over, and you can roll onto the outside of the foot. So just a reminder, we're wrapping it up for a 50-minute workout. So we're approaching the end. I want us all to come back to the floor. So we'll see. So go ahead and grab a sip if you need it. We're coming to the floor. And we're going to start in a 90-90 position. So this front knee is out in front of the hip, and then that ankle is in line. So this is a nice straight line. This is a nice straight line. That back knee is straight out from the hip, and then take that ankle and line that up with the knee. Okay, so we got a 90 in our hips, 90 in our ankles. We are going to walk our hands to the outside of that front thigh. Okay, take those hands out as broad as you need to and really twist through the spine here. We're going to just slightly lower till you feel a little stretch through that back, and then press back up. Down and up. Inhale, exhale. As you press up, we're trying to avoid shrugging. Don't force anything. You might not be able to extend those arms. Some of you may find it more comfortable to take those hands really wide and press up. The narrower they are, the higher up in extension you're going to be. One more here. Good. And now we're going to just rotate our body and bring those hands into the front of that front shin. And again, we're just going to walk down, and then I'm just going to walk right back up. Walk it down onto your forearms, walk it back up. I feel like that 45 minutes so far went by pretty fast. I'd love to do another barre class again. Down, down, up, up. Two more. Down, down, up. One more. Down, down, up. Good. And then we're going to just switch it to that other side. So just getting that front knee in line with the hip, ankle in line with the knee, and then this ankle in line with the knee, this knee in line with the hip, nice right angle. So we are going to start to walk our hands to the outside of that front thigh. Remember, your hands can go as wide as you want, or need to, and you're going to start to lower your body gently and then press up. Inhale, exhale, and try to be purposeful with your exhale. Pull your core in to really get some nice lengthening through your back here and avoid too much hyperextension, which we're really not used to going into too much. So this is a way to build into that, really engage those core muscles one more time. And then just bring it to the front. Same concept. Hands come out in front of that shin, walking the forearms down, and then replace the elbow with the hand. Walk it down, walk it down, walk it up, walk it up. Good. Well, I hope everyone got a pretty good, for sure, leg workout, right? A little bit of everything. Walk it down 3 more times. Bring it up. Down, down. One more. And back. Good. Let's end on our knees and our hands. And we're just going to take advantage of some of the footwork that we did standing. We're going to tuck those toes. And I want you to think about pushing the floor away from you as you push your hips back over your heels. Get a nice stretch in those toes, right? So this is hard for some of us that have a lot of calcification in the toes. I was just telling one of my clients this morning that I did a webinar a couple weeks ago and about the aging foot. We need to spend at least 5-10 minutes a day focusing in on those feet, right? They're so important. That seems like a lot, so maybe it's 1 or 2 minutes. Those of you that are doing classes are doing a great job. We are going to end. You can either choose to do this one kneeling and point your toe and drive your ankle forward, or you can stand and you're going to take your toe behind you and then just think about driving the top of the foot, right, in towards the floor. So again, kneeling would look like this, and I just want you to do about 5 on each side. And then we'll go to the other side. So my standing position, I can just bring my toe back and drive the heel and come out of it and drive the heel forward and out. Or kneeling, that foot goes in front. One more. Good. Well, I didn't get to see all of your happy, smiling faces, but I sure hope that you got a great workout. Like I said, today was 50 minutes because Mike is jumping on here in about 10 minutes with his active silver sneakers class. So give yourselves a huge round of applause and a big virtual hug for all of you that I haven't been able to see, and don't hesitate to reach out if you want. My email is jradant, RADANT, at teamexos.com, or get a hold of Cassie. I'd love to chat with you guys and just touch base and see how you're doing. But love you guys. Miss you. Have a great day. Thank you for those of you who have joined that don't normally take Barre. So till we meet again.